Hello, thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope that you will enjoy today's video. If it's the first time you actually see my face, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So my name is Tutsalo Makhlala. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for taking your time to actually watch these videos again. I hope that you will learn a lot from today's video. So today we are going to be talking about what is your view on money? So, what do you view money as? When you think about money, what's your view on money? That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, what actually inspired this topic was the other day I was watching this other TV program, and on this TV program, it talked about people who would get like a whole lot of money, like a lot, like millions of money, and they would get it, and as soon as they get it, they would spend it, and then they'd have nothing. So as I watched it, I actually picked up a pattern from these people. So what they would do is they would be told that maybe it's an inheritance that they got, or they won the lottery, or they got the money from wherever they got the money from, or whoever left them a whole lot of money. So what would happen then would be they would be sleeping at night, and in the morning when they wake up, they get an SMS and it clocks. And as soon as it clocks, it's like, oh, a whole lot of zeros. They've never seen the amount of money before. They would run to their friends because they're in disbelief, and they run to their friends and they're like, Chubby, check, all these zeros. Is this me? Is this real? And the friends would be like, yeah, it's real. You are a millionaire. And then as soon as that is done, the first thing that they would do is they would run to the shops and they would buy a cell phone food or whatever and just celebrate, and they'd end up buying like people's cell phones. And then once they actually realize, once it hits in that they have so much money, they would start buying like things like cars and houses, and start throwing parties. So a lot of them would be throwing like parties every day. They'd be buying people alcohol, and they would just spend and spend and spend and spend and spend, and it would just be money going out, going out, going out, going out. And then it hits them when they have like 80,000 rand left, 50,000 rand left. Then it hits them that, oh no, this money is actually finishing. And they talk about their testimony. Some of them would regret how they had so much money, but then they didn't use it wisely, and it would finish. Now they've got nothing. And even the people that they used to spend this money on, they don't care about them anymore. Some of them would regret, some of them wouldn't regret it. Some of them would just be like, oh, I enjoyed that time. It was a good time. So then I realized, I picked up something from, that specific TV program. I actually realized that people associate money, like a lot of people that don't have money, what they would associate money with is they associate money with status, they associate money with class. Hence, the first thing that they do when they get a lot of money is they would go and they'd buy a very expensive car. Or once they get a lot of money, they'd go and, spoil their friends and spend a lot of that money, taking people on holiday, buying people alcohol. I remember one even said that he only bought like a specific type of alcohol, he didn't just buy any alcohol because now he's a person of status, and people respected him. So now I start asking myself this question, oh my word, if I actually got so much money, what is the first thing that I'm going to buy? And then I actually realized that I'm exactly like them. When I get a lot of money, the first thing I'm thinking about is I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to buy a car, and I'm going to buy a house. I don't think about all the other things about, no, I should invest it so that it can grow. And then I started changing my view of money, I started evaluating the difference between a person that is used to having a lot of money, like a rich person, and a person that doesn't have money. And this is what I picked up from that. I actually noticed that rich people or wealthy people, their view of money is different from how, the people who don't have money view money. So the rich people, for instance, they see money as a medium of exchange. So they see money as, getting something that they don't have for something else, but not necessarily losing it all at the end of the day. So let me give you a typical example of what I mean. So if you had someone that both got a million rand, so this is a rich person gets a million rand, and a normal person gets R1,000,000. So let's go to the normal person. So the first thing that a normal person would do as soon as they get R1,000,000 is they would run to the shop and buy a house, or they buy a car. That's what they're going to do. And then the R1,000,000 is finished, it's gone. Then they've got this car. But now when a rich person gets R1,000,000, the first thing that they do is they think about how they can make more money from that 1,000,000 rand. So they would think about investing that money. So they would take that R1,000,000 and invest the money. And maybe that R1,000,000 rand, and when they invested, they'd get an interest about 3%. So the rich people would say, okay, so now my money is growing and I've got this 3% interest rate that I'm getting. So instead of me taking my whole R1,000,000 and buying a car, let me buy a cheaper car with the interest. And they would take that money from the interest, not the R1,000,000, and they'd take it and they'd buy a car. So now they both have cars, but the rich person has a car and R1,000,000 rand. You get me? So because they view money differently. So to them, when they get money, they think of ways of how that money can become more. They don't necessarily get the money and spend it all. So hence, it's important for you to have a view of money and to understand what is money and what can money do for me. Because we don't want to become slaves to money, where we find ourselves in a situation that we are working so hard to achieve money, but we don't necessarily achieve our financial goals, So all we're doing is we're working hard to get money. As soon as we get money, we finish it all. And then you wait, so you are living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And you end up not having money at all, but you are working just as hard as the rich person. But the difference is that you work from paycheck to paycheck, whereas they don't work from paycheck to paycheck. They have sat down and thought about what they can do with this money for it to become more, so that when it becomes more, then they can use that more to buy whatever they want to buy. Hence, it's important for you to have a view of money. You need to know what is money, how do you view money, and what can money do for you. When I get a lot of money, when I get my R1,000,000 rand or money for my inheritance, what is the first thing that I'm going to do with it? Am I going to spend it all, or am I going to find a way to make it grow and to change my life? So when we go back to that story, what I've noticed is a lot of times you find that parents would leave money, a lot of money for their children, so that this money can last their kids for a very, very long time. But because their kids don't understand money or understand what money can do, they end up finishing it all and they're left with nothing. So they're just in the same cycle of, becoming poor because they don't know how to use the money. So you need to be able to know how to use money. And you need to teach your kids as well on how to use money. For example, the only way that you can know if your kids will be responsible or not is if you actually start giving them money and seeing what they're going to do with the money. So I'm always thinking now, before you can leave someone with 1,000,000 rand as an inheritance, you need to be able to know how they use 10 rand. If they can't use 10 rand properly, most probably they won't be able to use 1 rand, 1,000,000 rand properly. So so it is important for you to have a view of money. Go back and look at your finances. Look where you spend money the most. Look at what you value the most. So for example, for instance, with me, when I get money, for example, let's say I get paid now. The first thing that I do on payday is I go buy myself takeaways. I don't even think about it. I don't even sit. It's just what I want at that time. I go buy myself takeaways and I could take myself to the most expensive restaurants. So now imagine if I had a lot of money. I'd be eating restaurants to restaurants to restaurants. Why? Because I don't know what to do with the money. So in order for you to, get a lot of money, if someone were to give you a lot of money now, you need to be able to know what to do with it. And the only way that you can know what to do with it is by you answering this question: how do I view money? What is money to me? When I get a lot of money, is it a matter of status? Or when I get a lot of money, is it a matter of me working, thinking of ways to make it more so that, you know, it can be generational. My kids can also benefit from it and it can last me a long time. Or how do I view money? You know, as soon as I get money, am I the type of person that goes and buys the whole wide world, you know, alcohol, and I take all the people out in the world, you know, on holiday? Or am I the type of person where when I get money, I split it? I say, okay, because it's so much, I'm going to build my mother a house. She doesn't have a house. I'm going to take some of it. I'm going to invest it so that it can grow. And I'm going to take some of it. I'm going to pay off my debts. And then I'm going to take some of it. I'm going to start saving for my child's education. So what you do with money will determine whether or not you will be wealthy or not in the future. Hence, you need to have a view of money. What is your view on money? Please do comment below and let me know what is your view on money. And yeah, and let's talk and have a chat. I'm actually quite interested to just find out what do you do with money? If you were to be given R1,000,000 today, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with R1,000,000 today if they were to give it to you? And also test it with your kids and see if they have that financial literacy. If you give your child R100 today, see how your child is going to spend that R100. Are they going to say, no, mama, I'm going to save this much, or no, I'm going to the movies and I'm going to spend it all? And that will be able to help you see how to set your financial goals and help you also to not become broke at the end of the day. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was insightful. Don't forget to comment below. I'm very interested to know how you view money. Thank you so much for watching.